All right, we're good. What's up, guys? Coach O'Neal here, back again with another video. Today, I will be talking about three concepts that I saw in the college football playoffs this year that I think will be, that I think can be a more effective types of concepts for your younger quarterbacks. I think these three concepts you can use on all levels. Obviously, I've seen them done in the NFL. Last night, watched it with the Clemson and LSU game, and even within the regular season of college football. I mean, you can even see some programs do it within high school level as well. So basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on just the two receiver side. All right, so I'm going to do a 2x2 look and 3x1 look. Now, what I would say with the backside receiver off of these concepts, you can basically tag a route with the backside receiver, even when it's 2x2. You tag a route if you use route trees or anything in the fashion of whatever type of system you use in your offense. But really, with this backside receiver, you can tag him whatever you want to complement this play size. So really, we're just going to focus on the play size. So this is really a real quick video that I just wanted to get off my head and kind of help you guys out and see exactly what I saw last night and kind of explain at least what I took from it, what they did with the concept. So basically, I would say these three concepts are good versus man coverage. And generally, especially in the league that we compete in, you see, like I said before, if you watch my previous videos, you see a lot of defenses in this league play a heavy load of man and a heavy load of cover three, which I tell guys, cover three can generally easily turn to a man concept, depending on what your routes are that attacks that defense. So that can convert it to from going from a straight man to zone, depending on if you're threatening that defender's zone. So, like I said, I'm really focusing on these. You can call them basically man beaters. But these three concepts, like I said, I saw throughout the year within college football. Obviously, I actually ran a couple of these concepts last year with my own high school. And like I said, you also see them on the NFL level as well. So to start off, I'm going to start off with the hitch fade. Now, if you guys watched the game last night, I believe LSU actually scored off this hitch fade concept. And not only did LSU score off the hitch fade concept, Clemson backdoored and did the same concept and almost scored. Except Trevor Lawrence was actually a little bit inaccurate last night, so he kind of overthrew his receivers a lot. But even though they did the same thing, the receiver was still open. I mean, when you teach these guys this concept, certain things, small information you need to give your quarterback to make sure that he has a high percentage throw. So, like I said, play side. This is what we want. All right. So we're gonna have depending on how you teach your guys to run their hitch routes. I teach my guys 5-step hitch. So we're gonna run a 5-step hitch here with the option to basically run inside if there's grass. So if this guy was to bail and he's sitting on a hitch route and he's obviously have this guy here. If I see grass, I tell my guys, if you see grass, once you run your hitch route and you sit and you see grass inside, that defender has vacated that area, immediately just start to run inside. So what this does is, it pushes this corner inside just in case you have a route that coming over top, which we will. It gives you more opportunity to get this guy either open if they take away the over top throw or to create more grass for your vertical receiver. So like I said, now you have your play side receiver. Obviously in my offensive formation, my flanker will be running the 5-step hitch route. All right. My split receiver is running the fade. All right. So you want to tell him to press that outside shoulder of that defender. All right. The defender that's covering him, and then immediately get to the grass. Right. So race the grass and let the quarterback adjust the ball, or you have to adjust to the quarterback's throw. All right. Now, obviously backside, I'll just tag a slant here just to have it on the board. But like I said, you can tag any route to complement this play side. All right, we're more focused on the play side here, so this is just a tag side for your quarterback. This right here, I think, is a very effective play, and it can be a big shot play depending on the team you're playing. If they're playing heavy man, if they're playing hard coverage man, where they're pretty much taking the space away from him, the defender and the receiver. I think this combination right here, this concept here, will help even the youngest quarterback complete a high percentage throw. Now, obviously, like I said, when we're throwing this pass, all right, so when we're throwing this ball, we want to tell our quarterback to throw outside shoulder. All right. I'm just going to put OS. I'm just going to put OS on and write the whole deal. But we're going to tell our quarterbacks you want to throw outside shoulder. Now, another thing, and I forgot to mention before I drew this route up. Tell your receiver, even though it's a race, we're pressing the outside shoulder of that defender, but tell your receiver he wants to run this route at least at the bottom of the numbers, all right? He wants to be at the bottom of the numbers because that gives your quarterback 7 yards to make a mistake. All right. Like I said, we want our quarterback to have an opportunity to have a high percentage throw with this passing concept. So you want to tell your receiver to fight it's a race upfield. All right. But we want to remain at the bottom of the numbers so they can give our quarterbacks time to throw that back shoulder throw. And also, if he was to say throw a bad pass to the sideline, it immediately goes out of bounds and we're preventing our quarterback from throwing an interception. All right. So this is one concept here that works. And another deal, like I said, with this guy, it's a race to the edge. It's a race to that bottom of the numbers. And also, we're telling your quarterback to throw to the outside shoulder towards that sideline. It removes this guy, or it makes it tougher for him to get to that play. All right. It makes it harder for him to make that play, unless the only way it'll make it easier for this guy if you're running this play to the boundary. All right. I personally, I don't think that, especially in a two-man concept, I wouldn't run this concept into the boundary just because they're running a too high safety look. This gives this guy an easier opportunity and a fast opportunity to easily get from point A to point B and take that ball out of the air. All right. So I will run this probably in the middle of the field or have my two receivers to the field. All right. Instead of into the boundary. In order to make sure that this is a successful high percentage throw. And even if you somehow do throw it into the boundary, say that safety does take that fade route away, well, we still have the hitch route here. And this is the key importance why I teach my receivers to run inside if that hitch route, when they run a hitch route, to run inside if there's open grass. So if they vacate it and say those guys vacated, take away the vertical threat, well, with him sitting and then starting to move inside, now we just created open grass and an easier throw for our quarterback. All right, so that's just a little change into the route that me personally I do with my guys. I mean, generally, some guys just tell the guys to run the hitch and sit, and if you get impressed, then you convert to a fade. But with this, instead of converting to a fade, you're going to convert to a dig if there's open grass. Easy to teach. Guys generally won't forget that. All right. The next concept, which also is a piggyback off of this, say we want that cornerback to declare where he's going automatically. If he's playing, like I said, generally this is a good man beater concept. But say maybe your quarterback do not understand, his eyes are not catching him in man concept once he snapped the ball, or he's not reading the defense well, or you're telling him to read this, but somehow his eyes just not getting there fast enough. So in order to make that concept quicker, what we would do. In order to make that concept quicker, what we would do from here, instead of making it a hitch concept, we turn it to a snag. All right. So we turn it to a snag route and have him sit right underneath that slot defender. All right. With the snag route. But what that does is, like I said, with this guy right here, is going to make him declare where he's going. So he's going to run with that snag and sit, which again creates grass instantly for your quarterback to throw a high percentage throw, or he's going to sit in that bubble so you know exactly what type of coverage he's running, and now you can adjust your throw to maybe throw to the check down or tuck the ball and get upfield if nothing's there. All right, but by running that snag concept, we're forcing this guy to declare where he's going with his defense. So obviously, like I said here, this would be great versus man. So obviously, we know these guys are running man. We're expecting him to fly with that snag route right now and immediately creating open grass. All right, immediately creating open grass. So another thing, that's just another concept, like I said, to piggyback off of the hitch. So say you're running the hitch concept and that DB, they adjust to the point where they take away the fade, and then they're breaking on the hitch well enough where either they can, stop the pass, make an incomplete pass, or potentially pick the ball off. So this is the way, like I said, this is a way to easily convert that and force this guy to declare what type of coverage he's playing or what type of defensive play they're running by easily running our flanker inside into a snag concept. All right. Like I said, those are two plays right there. Those are just the two plays that I've saw a lot over especially the college football playoffs. Ohio State ran the hitch fade a lot. I want to say they ran it at least. When I watched it, I would say at least ran it at least 4 or 5 times when I was paying attention. Now Clemson was running the hitch fade. If you go back and watch that film, man, the majority of the time they was running the hitch fade, and they was very successful. For some reason, the defense couldn't adjust, and they was just getting killed. They was getting killed over top. Now, here's the crazy thing. Like I said, LSU and Clemson, when they played in that championship, Clemson started running this concept, and I mean, obviously their receivers was just overpowering the DBs. I think the DBs played great coverage last night, especially Terrell, even though he was getting slaughtered, even though Chase was slaughtering the kid. I mean, that's just what happens when you have a bigger body receiver. I mean, that whole receiving core for LSU was just a bigger body receiving core, and you can tell when they was competing against the secondary of Clemson. I mean, just the size difference made it easier for those guys to contest for footballs and make big time plays, especially with number 6 caught that fade ball off this same concept. He caught that fade ball in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. I want to say that pretty much sealed the game for LSU to win the national championship. So, like I said, man, the snag fade and the hitch fade are two concepts that you can make a big shot play. You can teach your quarterback easily. The pretty much where the ball should go, how to throw the ball, and then how to read the defense versus this. I mean, like I said, this is a great concept versus a man coverage defense because it allows you to make your defenders declare where they're going or where they're defending the ball. And then if they say they're playing man versus I think the hitch fade and the snag fade are two concepts versus man that can be very successful on the high school level with high school quarterbacks teaching them how to defeat man coverage. These concepts here is very, very great. And also the main thing is it will build the confidence of your quarterback. One thing I know about football, and all of us coaches understand, when guys make a big play, that morale jumps, that adrenaline pumps up, and the guys are locked in even more than when they were before the game started. So why not create a concept in a quick game that can turn to a big shot play and really boost the confidence of your quarterback up and to have him have an even more successful game as the game go through. All right, so those two concepts. Now the last concept that I saw, especially versus Clemson last night, and they do this a lot, just because they play a lot of. I mean, guys play them. They play a lot of man with their quick game because they like to get the ball out quick. Like I said again, backside we're not really worrying about. You can tag anything on this backside. You can tag any route, especially with the two receiver side. You can still tag a concept, or you can have them run mirror concepts. It really doesn't matter. We're just focusing on the play side now. Like I said, you can mirror each side. It really doesn't matter. I prefer mirroring my routes just in quick game mostly, just because that's easier. That's less time that I'm teaching the entire receiving core and quarterbacks. All right, so we easily know we're doing on this side, we're doing on the opposite side. All right, so it's no confusion, it's no mistakes, it's no stopping and telling you, well, you got this route. No, everybody knows what they have. So now we're teaching how to run the route. And once they have that, and the reason why I do this, the reason why I like mirrored concepts, I'm not going to say I'm just a complete mirror guy, but the reason why I like mirrored concepts, because once I teach my core concepts in the passing game, then I can start tagging, combining those combinations and having different combinations of routes on both sides of the field. But I want my quarterback to be comfortable first. And the way he can be comfortable is specifically by having mirror concepts so he can easily understand what happens. It's easier, and you're more time teaching him what that concept does versus different defensive formations. And you're also teaching your receivers how to defeat the defender, whether if they're playing hard coverage, soft coverage, if they're strong press, or they're playing off the ball, playing baseball, what we like to say, anything that fashion. You're doing more time teaching them how to adjust to the defense instead of teaching them the concept and taking the way of preparing versus their opponent. All right. So the last concept that I'm going to do that I saw, and I want to say Clemson ran this last night a few times. They also ran it a few times over the season. This is one of their bread and butter plays. I technically wouldn't. You can classify it as a quick game concept, but it can also be a progression game. And it piggybacks. It does piggybacks off of the hitch fade and the snag fade, but it also piggybacks off of the smash concept for the most. All right. So if you guys seen my first video over the smash concept, how I teach my receivers when they're breaking out into their corner routes. If they have a guy over top, they end up it generally converts to a bend route, a deep bend. All right, so you're bending that out. You're bending into an out route basically. So this is kind of that same concept. It's just teaching it. It's more of a quick game style right now. So basically, like I said before, you gotta run a 5-step hitch route. If there's grass inside, I'll sit with my hitch for 1,000, 1,002. If there's grass inside, I run inside with a dig, convert it to a dig. My split receiver or my inside receiver here, he's gonna run a 10 to 12 yard out. All right, 10 to 12 yard out. Now, like I said, on the same deal, you can also tag this concept, and you can have the guy run a snag if you like. If you want this guy to declare where he's going instantly, You can run this snag route and get him out of the way so he can create more grass for that out route. Me personally, versus in a high school level, I would prefer guys right here. You have young, especially if you have young quarterbacks or you have young guys who are getting ready to get their first real taste of Friday Night Lights going into next year. You want to create concepts that makes them look successful and put the game in their hand where they won't, pretty much blow the game for you. So by creating concepts that are easy to teach and that creates grass for your receiver, that is something that I personally like doing. So I would say if you run this type of concept, passing concept, I would run this for high school just so you can make this cornerback declare where he's going, and either he's going to step up to that snag or he's going to bail, which is giving your receiver easier read to where he needs to go with the ball. So, like I said, it's the hitch or the snag, either works, and then you have the 10 to 12 yard deep out. All right. Now this benefits because now when you're running this concept, I say the defense is starting to adjust to the fade. All right, say they're shifting that safety, and that's one way that you can adjust to the fade if you're a defensive coach watching this. Just shift this safety over a little bit outside the hash or a little bit, I wouldn't say over the slot defender, but at least a yard or two inside that slot defender. So now you can play inside and you can also play the vertical over top in quarter, So if he does run that fade route, you can easily break onto it and get over top of that route instantly and take it away. That's the way you beat it. So, but if they were to take that concept away, if they were to take the fade away, this is a way you can counter that. So obviously, if they were to adjust, they push their safety outside, all right, taking away the fade, and you come back with a 10 to 12 deep out, they're already adjusting to a vertical route because you're taking them. Once you get past 8 yards, all right, the DB instantly is going to think vertical. All right. Generally in high school, that's what we're going to think. So as soon as you get to their bubbles, all right, and then generally the DB has a bubble. So I tell my receiver, if you want to close that bubble, show them that every route should look like you're running a go route. So every route you should be hauling ass, full speed, and you just have to learn how to control your speed when you're making your cuts. So when you close that bubble, generally 8 yards, that DB is going to turn his hips, and when he turns his hips, you got him. All right. That's why I tell my guys, if we're running routes and we're not running vertical, but we're selling that vertical route, if we get to that bubble, to their cushion, and they open them hips up, it's our show now. It's our ball. It's our game to drop. If we drop the ball, I'm definitely chewing your ass, but I'm expecting you to I'm expecting my quarterback to complete an easy pass, and I'm expecting my receiver to make a clean route just because we made that guy open his hips to that sideline. So when I break, he won't be expecting because he's turning to run. If he opens his hips, he's turning to run vertical and make sure that he doesn't get beat deep. So this is an easy way to adjust. And like I said, this is something you can use not only for the quick game, but you can use this for your smash concept as well. If you're a team that runs the smash concept a whole lot, this is a concept right here that you can implement into your offense that can counter if they take away the smash concept. All right. Or if you're a guy like me who converts his smash into a deep out of speed. I don't know what you want to call it, but a deep out, basically. If you're one of those guys who like to convert, this is the same thing as that. I mean, like I said, it basically complements that smash, but it also can complement the fade hitch and the snag hitch, all right? That's pretty much all I have, guys, man. Like I said, it was going to be a quick video, just some stuff, the 3 concepts that I saw over the playoffs. This year and in the playoffs this year. Over the playoffs this year, yes, and the regular season of college football. Like I said, you can run these same concepts on a high school level. You can even run in Pop Warner if you like to throw the ball in Pop Warner or JUCO or junior high school. It doesn't matter what level that you're playing on or coaching on. I think these concepts right here is easily to teach. It's high percentage, and it takes the pressure off of your quarterback and makes him feel more in control of his game and of the game that he's participating in. All right, like I said, as always, guys, if you guys have anything to input off of this, or you have any information that you would like to join and bring onto the show, please contact me on Twitter at Coach O223. Again, Coach O223. I'm always on there to talk ball, man. I'm always talking ball. I'm a football guy through and through. This is basically what I do, man. I love what I do. This is what I do. So if you have anything, if you want to join the show, if you want something to add on to this, or even bring a whole different concept on, just to display your knowledge, just hit me up on Twitter, and we can discuss ways to do that. Other than that, man, if nobody have told you guys, you're awesome. Keep being awesome. Have a great day.